Like, well, I'm gonna.
Mic check one. Welcome back. Welcome
How you
back
know what I was gonna say?
to another amazing segment of Iconic Konvo with your girl Diamond and
Your boy Dejan talks.
I guess.
Listen, I got a lot on my chest.
Do you?
I've been benching a lot, so my chest feel kind of strong.
Oh
So I'm about to
Lord.
bench this whole freaking world tonight.
Oh Lord. We just need a straw. We could pop that little.
Nah, I'm benching 315 of pressure and all the smoke.
Oh.
So, first of all, how was your week? How was the past couple weeks?
Past couple of weeks, I must say, learning experiences for sure. So grateful
Okay.
for them.
Learning curves?
Learning curves, absolutely.
I mean, I think that's the testament of life, right? Every day presents new
Every
decisions,
day. Yeah,
challenges.
I'm learning to accept that. Not no longer, as we stated, saying, "Oh, why?" I'm understanding that everything that happens, it's a learning experience. So I'm
That
just
cliche word, why me?
exactly no longer in my vocabulary. It's now, what can I learn from this? How can I do this better next time? If there's a next time.
I like that. I like that transition. It's amazing as people that I guess influence other people to become better.
Yeah.
At times we forget our own messages,
Yes, we do.
right? We're quick to at the tongue to tell somebody X,
And
Y,
yes,
Z.
yes,
That's what you're supposed to do.
charged.
That's what you're supposed to do, and that's how you execute.
Yes.
Then life start beating you across the head, and you forget to tell yourself the same thing, right? And I had recently had to remind myself that I have to be grateful more. And it's not that I'm not already a grateful person, but however, I find myself complaining, and that's not a normal character trait of mine. I'm not the guy that because
Complains a lot.
I'm the no excuse guy. Like, don't give me any excuses. Give me
Ew.
the solution. Like, I'm very strong on that. Whether it's my kids, whether it's a client, whether it's somebody I'm coaching, I don't want to hear your excuses. How long you been dealing with this issue? How many solutions did you already create?
Right.
Because the moment you told me your problem, I already created 5 solutions. So why haven't you created more than I have? If
Right.
you've been dealing with it longer than I have. Now I became the client. And
how
I
does it
caught
feel?
myself. Listen, man, I did not like that fella. Listen here, champ.
How did it make you feel?
Listen, I did not like the fact that I was having little pity parties. I allowed my circumstances to get the best of me, right? I allowed myself to dictate circumstances, to dictate me when I'm supposed to dictate circumstances.
Oh, okay.
So to me, it was definitely a learning curve. And I think health issues
You had a couple scares.
make you become more grateful.
Absolutely.
When you deal with certain health epidemics, things that arise that wasn't part of your
Out of your
agenda,
control.
wasn't part of your agenda. You're doing everything that you
Take
can.
you by the wayside.
Yeah, you're doing everything you can to have a clean lifestyle. Yet some things are inevitable. I think those things can then humble you once more.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I learned a very valuable word, refresh. And thank goodness for my spiritual family for that.
Okay.
And, I've lamented on that one for a while now. We're 2 more episodes in, but refresh pretty much resonated with me because it just made me think everything that I'm going through, all I need to do is just hit that refresh button everything we do. Like even when we're, using the internet,
Yeah.
at times we have to hit that refresh button. Whatever we do, we
when
have
it's
to
lagging.
refresh.
Yeah.
Right. And things happen. If it's it gets stagnant. So you gotta refresh it.
Yeah. I concur. But tonight I want to smoke, man.
I thought we were gonna,
Nah.
continue down the good.
So there's a
path.
couple conversations that I want to have with my audience
Let's
tonight.
go, let's
so if
go.
y'all listen to me, y'all watching your boy, listen, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Subject number 1, I want to talk about the delusion, the false expectations, and the mental disorder that's taking place today in today's society amongst young people that are in relationships.
Okay.
All right. Number 2,
Ooh.
I want to talk about co-parenting and the false expectations that takes place amongst parents and who gets the final say on the child. Now that one is going to be a heated debate because mothers are overly hyperly sensitive, and mothers, they want to have all the say. And that's cap.
It looks like
in the new
he's
generation.
trying to come for some.
Yeah, I'm
people.
coming for
Is
all the
this
smoke.
Gender specific? Is this
Are we
a
talking about two
target?
genders? Are we talking about 2 genders or the 12 that they created? Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about the 2 that I know of? Or are we talking about the 12 that they created? I'm
Okay.
going. I went. I'm talking about the 2 that I know of.
Okay.
Male and female. Everybody else that doesn't identify to those 2, this conversation doesn't pertain to you. You can identify as however you feel. That has no merit on me. It has no impact on my life. However, the 2 that I'm referring to is a mother, somebody that can carry a child and birth a child, that was born with ovaries and uterus and those things, and a father was
Okay.
born with sperm in a couple of sacs
Okay.
with another instrument
Okay.
that was made to impregnate.
Okay.
Okay, I'm talking about those 2 genders, a male and a
Okay.
female, where the doctor
So what
identifies
is the
you at
question?
birth. So, well, let's start with the subject first. Let's start with subject number 1,
All right. I'm with you.
relationships. So, Michelle, listen here. The boy been scrolling to TikTok and Instagram lately,
Oh boy.
and maybe my algorithm is off because when you click something.
Why? Are you,
Listen, when you click
too
something,
old to be on TikTok.
BS. How we supposed to get marketing going?
I'm messing with
So listen,
you.
when you click something,
That's
It's
why
not-
your feelings got hurt because you're scrolling in lands that you
Yeah.
have no business to scroll it.
it starts impacting your algorithm because
Yeah,
what you
you
click,
do.
the most of it, even if you don't click, if you just stop and look,
Absolutely.
the algorithm picks up on that.
Yes, it
And it
does.
starts feeding you more of that stuff. So, side note, right quick. Hey, listen, if you want to know why you're getting all of this negative stuff on your feed, all of this stuff that's promoting the negative stuff that you want to understand or see how you want to see life, and every quote seems to align with your ideology, it's because you're stopping or you're clicking or you're liking those things, those negative things that align with your ideology, and you're not clicking anything that challenges you. So you're going to fall into that trap because guess what? Social media is going to fill your belly till it bursts with that negativity, right? I got 3 quick stories, and I want you to make sense of it from a female perspective.
Okay.
Story number 1. A father and a mother, or a girlfriend and a boyfriend, however you want to play it out, have a joint savings account.
Okay.
They're putting money in the savings account together. He's saving money for his son's heart surgery. Now, you and me got sons, right? This is something that hurts us a lot. You love your sons. And I'm a big softy for mine, right?
Yes. Yes.
We soft about these little ones right
Absolutely.
here. we soft about them things around here. She didn't have a kid, though. He had a kid,
Okay.
right? So I want to put some clarity on the story, right?
All right.
She took the money out of the account that he was saving for his son's heart surgery to go to Beyonce concert.
Wow. Interesting.
And then when he confronted her regarding where my money at, he said, "Oh, you can make that money back. I don't care about if it's about your son. I told you I wanted to go to Beyonce. Or go ask your baby mama to give you the money back."
Wow. Okay.
I started this concept saying we have mental disorder in today's society, and we're
Absolutely.
delusional. And I use those words unapologetically because action speaks for themselves.
Correct.
To me, that is a high grandeur of delusion and a mental disorder.
It is. And honestly, And we say this all the time. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you, right?
Okay, okay.
So if you don't allow certain things to happen, it won't continue to cycle over and over again.
Okay.
So it's a learned behavior. She felt privileged. She felt entitled. It's a sense of entitlement. Maybe she said, hey, I've done this before, so why not? Yes, big no-no, especially when it comes to a child. See, can it be me or that child's mother? Because number one, a concert, I'm sorry,
Beyonce's
Beehive.
God out here.
Like the Beehive, please don't come for me, but I'm sorry, Beyonce is not that relevant for my child to be placed on the back burner,
You feel me?
especially for something that's life threatening.
Detrimental.
That was a major surgery. So absolutely, and I'm quite sure, Beyonce and her fans would absolutely agree. Like that's a no-no. You just don't take something that doesn't belong to you. In the same breath, like I said, it's a sense of entitlement. She felt that she could do it. She did it. And what was the consequence?
Was
what
it
happened?
entitlement or just pure selfishness?
All of the above. It was all of the above.
Because there was no conversation. There
It was
was
all of the above.
There was no, hey, you know what? I'm going to take it out. No, I'm just going to take it out.
Is it
And
a
I don't care
joint account?
what. Yes, a joint account.
Oh.
Exactly. And I don't
Sense
care.
of entitlement.
And I don't care what your-
it's a joint account. So in her mind, she's saying it's a joint account. It's my money as well. So again, it's a sense of entitlement. As that child's father, he should have placed that in his personal account where it was just his money,
Okay.
or he should have opened up an
Let me
account
clarify
for his
when I
child.
say joint account. I get what you're going. Joint account doesn't mean she's contributing to the account. She just has access to the account.
Oh, so her name isn't on it or anything of that nature.
She doesn't contribute to the account. Not a dime. She just has
Again,
access
let me
to the account.
rephrase that.
I got you. I just want
Is
to bring
her
clarity.
name on the account?
I mean, she has access to the card.
Okay, so her name is not on the account. Okay, see, there's a difference with
I got you.
having access to the account, not contributing, and your name still
I
being
got
on
you.
it.
I agree. That's why I want to
Okay.
bring clarity.
Okay, well, again,
Huh?
sense of entitlement, selfishness, all of the above, and I blame him.
You blame him.
I do.
Make it make sense.
I'll make it make sense. If you know her habits, because this is not something that I believe is just overnight and, oh, it's going to happen. Obviously, you guys have been talking about this for a while. Bay concert, you have to plan ahead of time or have money saved up. So she's probably been hinting, I want to go to the Beyonce concert. Oh, she's coming, blah, blah, blah. You know your woman. You know her habits. You know her characteristics. If that was so important to you, you should have clipped that card off, because you know her behavior, you know her traits, you know what she's capable of doing. So you should have had that conversation. Hey, listen, put your foot down. This is for my son. I know how you are. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to cut it right here.
So in that situation,
aspect,
you're giving him the blame for this
I'm
situation.
giving him the blame in some of it. Yes. On the other hand, she was totally out of line, but he needs to take some accountability as well. There's ways that you could have protected that money also.
All right.
You could have cut her off.
All right, folks. You heard it. You heard it. That was the female version. I completely disagree with you, obviously.
Well, I knew you were going to disagree.
Not even close.
Look, we could agree to disagree.
150 million.
We could agree to disagree.
Because I can't assume that this has happened prior. I can't play the assuming game. I have to only go based on the facts of what took place, right? And I have to assume that, well, if he allowed her to still have access, because she never gave them an indication that this could have been her behavior. Yeah, she may have nagged about saying, hey, baby, I really want to go to the concert. But if he still allowed her to have access, I don't think he even in his mind fathomed that, this is for my son's surgery, that you would do this to me. I don't think he fathomed that at all. I don't think that this was a reoccurring situation. I think that this was a one-time isolated situation, and this was the first time acting out in this behavior. Because men, one thing I've learned about us is the moment you hurt us, we shut down and we never forget it. One time. Once. We are such big babies Like we won't communicate no more. We won't express no more. We won't share our feelings no more. We won't do nothing no more. I know men. Men, we are big babies, right?
Okay.
So the one time a woman hurts us, we shut down. Like, and it would never be the same, even after therapy, right? So the reason why I don't think he's experienced this with her before is because he didn't shut down. Because when he did explode in that video, it was a shock. Like, wait, what?
Okay.
Like, no, ain't no way in hell. Like, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, no, you got to go get this money. Like, go figure out where you took it, wherever you took it, right? And to me, and I'm not disapproving what you're saying. If he was in a situation, like you said, and we all need to know our spouses. Correct. I mean, that goes for men and women, right? And because there are some men that are gamblers. There are some men that, they're promiscuous and they be in the clubs or they be in the strip clubs or they be. Listen, I have millionaire friends and they live a certain lifestyle, right? And their wives know that, but their wives tolerate that because they like the lifestyle that they live and they're not going to jeopardize that lifestyle, right? So that's, what you're getting into when he said he's going out. Hey, if you allow it, you allow it. So I get that. So on both ends of the spectrum, I agree with you if you know your partner and the recurring behavior. I don't think this scenario was one of those situations. I think this was one of those ones like he got punched in the face so hard, his eyes puffed up on one side and the other one opened up real bad. And he's like, okay, wow, I'm really disappointed at the fact that this is the situation, right? Another situation that I saw that I'm going to bring up Beyonce again.
I wanted Michael's input on that one conversation because maybe it was just me.
On what?
Oh, yeah, I didn't agree with you.
Because he disagreed that it was a behavior that he was accustomed to.
Who was accustomed to?
No, so I got
you.
The
Beyonce joint with somebody taking money and doing.
Yeah, so she blamed him.
Time out. First of all, let's
say both.
She blamed him.
Okay, first of all, let's say was it just clickbait? Because let's be real.
Let's go. Let me hear the third.
Let's be real. Is it clickbait? Because who is going to take money from a kid for surgery to go to a Beyonce concert?
It wasn't
in 2023. Because like I'm saying, like what can get me more clicks or fame on IG if I say this and we didn't really do it? I got you. You taking money from a surgery from a kid.
I got a response for that.
Okay.
So I know about all of the skits that takes place on social media today.
No, and not a skit.
No, they do the skits and they do the clickbait, right, to draw attention. However, this thing got so much national news to the point where D.L. Hughley himself had to go out and talk about it. Right? Now, that does help.
Once again,
that validates the truth of the story because D.L. Hughley is not going to waste his time speaking about, because if you know D.L. Hughley's platform, he's not going to waste his time speaking about garbage.
So what woman is that cold
I saw
to take something from a child's surgery to go see Beyonce? Yep. Like, I got two so more. You're telling me there are women out there that are that cold and reckless.
Listen,
to steal
not just
money
women. I think there are people in general. I've seen men take money out of their houselihood and embedded it, and then now 3-4 months later the mortgage ain't paid, and she's thinking that the mortgage is paid, and they get kicked out the house.
Yeah, because he was at Magic. He went to Magic City and spent the goddamn. So I'm not just gonna say women, but I've seen people in general on both sides of the spectrum that have done behaviors that resembles this. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And then you don't even realize that's that type of person.
I wouldn't want to believe that there are people out there like that. However, I've heard of a few.
I just don't think there are people out there that cold to
take.
sacrifice a child's
Health.
well-being for a Beyonce concert. Like, I know it gets a little,
much.
I know it gets a little up, but with social media, I think people will do stuff and post stuff and say stuff because you've seen the GoFundMe Jones where people will say, "Oh, I got breast cancer, I'm about to die," all this stuff to raise money for their GoFundMe accounts. So for me, I'm just saying with this whole Beyonce thing with the baby and I don't believe it. It's one of those stories where like that just don't sound right for me.
All right. So,
However.
okay.
No, go ahead.
No.
I'm
So we
messing
got
with you.
3 viewpoints on this. One says I blame the man, even though I don't condone her actions. Am I getting you
That's not
correct?
what I said.
You
I
said you don't
said
So
condone
let's go
her
back.
both.
So hold on, let's break it
But
down.
you
Let's go-
blamed him.
So let's go back to.
I said both.
Let's
But
go
then
back to
I said, but you don't condone my actions.
why are we blaming the men though?
I don't know. Ask her.
No, I was trying to get back to that part. Why are we
Because
blaming the men?
she blamed the man.
Why?
I said it was both.
No.
No. Why did you blame the man?
Because I said that he allowed it to happen.
What you mean he allowed it
Thank
to happen?
you.
How
Thank
he
you.
allow it to happen?
That's my point.
Allow her to.
That's why I wanna get a
spend
female perspective on that.
frivolously?
I'm trying to get a female perspective on that. She said he allowed it.
Oh, let her.
Let me.
First person to talk. First person to talk loses.
That's true.
You know
So
what?
why?
Why? Okay, here's my why. And I explained it before. It's a learned behavior. It's something that she's accustomed to. You stated that she said over and over, I told you that I wanted to go to the Beyonce concert. So reading between the lines, reading the script per se, what I got from that, hey, she kept telling him, hey, I want to go to this Beyonce concert.
So my child is about to die. This is the money for my
Correct.
child that's about to die. But you are so selfish.
Correct.
Yep.
What
So
you
what I
say.
say- Yep.
I'm going to take
Correct.
this money. You that's learned behavior, or
No,
is that
that's
her?
the male's fault.
selfishness.
That's her.
Right, that's selfishness and also a sense of entitlement because, and what I stated to Dijon was, why I said it's a learned behavior. People only do to you what you allow them to do. So if this woman has gone there before, because I can't see her just sitting up here talking about, oh, I want to go to the Beyonce concert and over telling him the same thing. Well, I told you over and over that I wanted to go. So yeah, I went ahead and took the money. I mean, there's no excuse. She was wrong. Absolutely. But again, if this woman is telling you and that's her mindset as that child's father, I would have been like, you know what? Something isn't sitting right upstairs. Something is going on with her. So let me cut this card off real quick and we're going to have a conversation about this later on. So it's a mindset thing.
We gonna cut the card off real quick, and my son dead. Damn.
I don't understand it.
Damn.
I'm trying to get my mind
Damn.
around it.
No,
And I'ma
the
live
money's
with
still
that.
in the bank.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not understanding it.
It's
It doesn't make sense to me.
it doesn't because it's not real. To me, I
Okay.
think like I don't know.
I got you.
That whole thing could have been fabricated.
But what if it wasn't? Let's play devil's advocate.
It's
Let's do that.
It's a small percentage
Agreed.
of people that would do some cold
Right.
stuff like that.
Agreed.
Small
Agreed.
percentage.
Agreed.
Most people don't do that or won't do that.
Absolutely.
I'm in agreement with
I
that.
agree with
no,
that.
I agree with 100%. However, if you are in that predicament, is that the man's fault? I can kind of understand what she's saying, but I just don't agree with it.
The only reason I won't agree with her is because most grown ass men and women won't do it. That's the only reason
Correct.
I say that.
I got you.
But
operative word.
I agree.
most.
majority, let me rephrase it. A majority of grown ass women and men won't do that. Very small percentage of those thirsty folks out there that will probably do something like that.
Correct.
But like she said, I would have to put it on the man because you gave this person access to all your stuff. You probably gave them the approval to do everything else. So in that essence, no, she's right.
I got
you know what I'm
you.
saying?
I got you.
But I don't think people are not that cold hearted.
Yeah.
We saw John Q.
Yep.
With Denzel.
Exactly.
One of my
with,
favorite
with,
movies
with
of all
Denzel.
time.
Like,
Exactly.
One of my
damn,
favorite
they
movies of all
ain't
time.
had the money to do the baby
surgery.
thing,
Yeah.
surgery. So
Yeah.
why you gonna
My
take
dude had
that?
to hold up a whole
Right.
spot.
Right, to go to Beyonce. So I don't think we're that shallow as humans to do that.
All right,
No.
guys. I want you guys
don't
to
think so either.
excuse Michael's ignorance due to his age.
Why am I
Right?
ignorant?
Because
Damn.
because Michael
Damn.
is obviously out of tune. Michael's obviously out of tune with this crazy young generation. Now I agree with
I'm
you.
not. I'm not.
I'm just
I'm
pulling
not.
your leg.
No, let me stop
Look,
you right
look,
here. I
look,
know
look.
this your show.
Okay, go ahead. Bring
Iconic
it.
Konvo,
Bring it.
Power
Look,
108.9.
Go ahead.
Iconic Konvo. I got a 25-year-old son.
That's true.
And I hang with these youngers out here at the Battery. So
Okay.
that's the one thing about me. I'll be
got
53 years old this year. I stay in tune with what's going on. I don't segregate myself
you.
against the youngers. I listen to their
So
music.
you're a balanced response.
Yes, I know what they're listening to. I know how the music has changed. I've adapted to it.
Got
I'm
you.
not that dude to say, "Well, when I was your age, I
Got
used to
you.
walk to school." Blah blah
That's
blah.
what I want you to
I'm not
bring
that
out.
guy. I'm not that guy.
So Michael, you ain't walked 10
evolved.
miles in the snow, bro?
No, they wasn't 10, nigga. Hell no. Who the
With no
fuck do
shoes
that?
on?
Who the
With no
fuck-
shoes
No,
on?
I never did that.
Come
I
on, man.
never
Stop
did that.
playing, man.
I probably walked like a quarter mile to school. Yeah, I wasn't
I
struggling.
know. We just like to over exaggerate.
We were low.
some bad
we were
dudes.
low middle income, but yeah, we was straight though.
I'm so over
Another
that,
issue
too.
that
We had Cairo syrup.
Ooh,
I remember Cairo
I
syrup.
remember Cairo
Yeah,
syrup.
hell
Yes, I remember
yeah.
Cairo
The
syrup.
little green label joint. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Can't
I think it
eat it
still
today.
exists.
It still does.
It still exists.
Yes, it's part of
Yes.
the WIC program.
Yeah, it still exists. I
Yeah,
know
it's about
Cairo syrup.
127.
Some of y'all probably never heard of that word, but I
Yeah.
know Cairo syrup.
Y'all can't eat
Quite a
it
few
today
people.
though.
No?
Hell no. Fuck no.
Like
Excuse
government
my
cheese
language.
Or a powdered
No,
milk.
you're good.
Yeah,
Like, we're grown.
y'all cussing y'all show.
Grown conversation.
She does. When she
Oh, I'm
has too
sorry.
much to
I'm not gonna
drink.
cuss no more.
When she has
You
too much
heard
to
him
drink.
cursing.
When? Michael ain't
Multiple
never heard me
times.
curse. You ever heard Michael?
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
so
have.
back to you and this topic about generation. Let's go.
No.
Because
No,
I
no.
want to hear where you were trying to take it.
I think a lot of, so that was one example of 3, right? But I want to transition. I think a lot of this generation, and I'm gonna put the blame on a lot of women and men.
Damn.
And I am. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's your show.
And there's a couple reasons why I'm putting the blame on a lot of women, and the government assists you women in taking the blame too.
Damn.
The government assists you.
Damn.
One is it allows you to think
He's
that
coming hard.
it allows
That's
women
what
to
she
think
said.
that they are more
Harsh.
qualified to be parents once a separation happens because of how the court has always ruled. Now that doesn't mean it was always a fair ruling. However, it also put women in a position to assume, well, if the court is going to rule in my favor, that I'm going to get the child because I'm the most nurturer, and then the women also gets all of the financial assistance that a man that was a single father would not get if the shoes was under the foot. So it also puts you guys in a position where I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, right? But I think with this, with what happened with that catalyst,
He's digging.
oh
a
yeah, I'm
hole,
digging.
y'all.
Oh, that's fine.
He
That's
took
fine.
the shovel out.
That's
and I'm
fine.
coming for
That's
him.
fine. I think what that did was these mothers that were either bitter, misled by the government, to think that black man worth nothing. When black man is the
Lament on the
number
word
one,
bitter, y'all.
when the black man has been represented as the number one and father figure, parental advision, parental presence, and all of the things. The black man is number one out of everybody in the United States. Black man is number one, but the government won't tell you that, though, right? So I think that built a lot of black women to be a lot of bitter, and they raised a lot of tough women that said, "I can do battle by myself."
Okay.
Right now, that mindset now.
Reel it in. Come
No,
on.
no, that mindset has now been washed down to I can do battle by myself to I can be a city girl mindset. Right? No, hold up. Let me close out my point.
You threw me.
No, not yet. I gotta close out the point. My
No, I
point,
just
right?
want to say I was next. That's all.
Okay, I got you. And the reason why I say that, and then you're around a lot of young ladies, right? Because you mentor a lot of people, whether you unknowingly or knowingly, you mentor a lot of young ladies. That now in returns create a mindset where one, I don't need a man for nothing, and on the other side of that is, well, if I do need a man, this is all I need a man for. He better come with X financially, 2 physically, and now with the age of all of these toys that are being created, the physically stuff is not even needed by a man anymore. Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, look at you and smile. That's it enough for me. Financially.
I didn't say that.
And I think a lot of women are delusional about what a average man makes and how much average man brings
he called
in.
us delusional, y'all.
And I like to give stats to back up what I said. 4% of the world only makes over $100,000. 4%. That doesn't include black, white, Chinese, just all men. 4%.
So
1% makes $425,000.
okay.
Only 1% of the world. 1% of that makes over $1 million.
Ooh, somebody struck a nerve today.
So I think when we have a bunch of women working at Checkers, Wendy's, McDonald's,
Wow.
Pizza Hut, or wherever else, it doesn't mean you can't deserve something greater. But what I'm saying is you have to be realistic. Can you get that with what's available? Does the numbers work out in your favor?
Michael, you said you had next.
Nah, he said the first one to speak. And you spoke.
So, you said a lot
Yep.
to say.
Yep.
The least. Okay, so number one, I agree to a certain extent that systematic things occur and mindsets can be trained to think a certain way. And yes, we've seen it.
You talking
where
about the parental stuff? Who
Excuse
gets the
me.
child?
Excuse me.
Now just trying to clarify for our
Excuse me,
listeners.
let me finish it.
Just clarifying for our listeners.
So I'm not talking about the parental stuff
Okay.
yet. I'm speaking on the part of I could do this by
Okay,
myself.
gotcha.
I don't need anyone, which I
Gotcha,
was
gotcha.
bringing home.
Okay.
So with that mindset, there are a lot of things. There are people. It's in the media. You know, people are watching television. It's streamed. It's letting you know. Oh, woman empowerment. We could do everything that a man can do.
The feminist movement. I got
I
you.
love woman empowerment because it teaches you how to embrace your womanhood. However, if you're in a true sisterhood, you know that you always need your backbone, which for me is my husband. So, I'm his, he's mine. At the end of the day, these youngins coming up, this is my thing. I feel we need each other. I don't feel that we could, sit up here and say that, I could do it all by myself. Yes, I'm quite sure I've seen women do it. It's not that they can't. They can. However, if you ever talk to that single woman, she always says she wished she had a partner to do it with, right? So at the end of the day, just because you see somebody doing something doesn't mean that they don't want it.
I like your safe response, but okay.
Okay. Yes, that's my safe response.
I hear you.
Now to the
I'm
children
gonna go-
rearing, and then I'm gonna push it back to you to the rearing of the kids.
Oh, the rearing of the kids.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
rearing of the kids,
Go
right?
ahead. I'm ready. 'Cause I'm ready. I got all the rebuttals ready.
I'm glad y'all muted me.
I'm ready.
I mean, I believe it takes two. You set certain ground rules and it's supposed to be followed. I have your back, you have my back. This way the children know that there's no line of respect that they could cross. They can't go and be like, well, mommy said or daddy said. It should be a cohesive partnership. At times we slip because we're not perfect. Trust
course.
me.
That's
My
human
husband would
behavior.
tell you because,
Yeah.
sometimes like, well, baby, don't do him like that.
Yeah,
And then sometimes you say, well, dang, baby, you didn't have to. I'm the worst when I get upset.
Oh, you're the disciplinarian.
Yes, I'm absolutely the worst.
Okay.
So it takes a lot for me to get there with the kids, but when I
When
do,
you do?
they go the other way. But I honestly believe that it takes two. So I don't believe in, you can't discipline the child or whatever, even if that person is not in the house. So my prime example, my oldest two, they're not from my husband.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that aspect, we've had the battles of, my kids, not your kids, whole scenario drug out, court thing. I'm very transparent as could be. So we did the court thing. Don't touch my son. If you do, I'm gonna have to put a restraining order. We went there, did that, and I'm being fully transparent.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that's
honey,
fine.
please forgive me, but I have to be real. When it goes that far, we had to have a conversation. Number one, this man has been here since your children were 2 and 3. So technically, he is dad. Do we say that you're no longer their father? No, because they know who their father is. Biologically, yes. However, this is the man that runs this household. So when he's there taking your kids to basketball, football, and everything else, and wherever they want to go, and supplying their needs financially, because when you were lacking, you know, he stepped in where
Yeah, I
you
got
lacked.
you.
So you can't get upset, because guess what? I'm not going to disrespect this man because you had lack. However, what we're not going to do is sit here and say negative things back and forth about each other, because at the end of the day, you're still their parents. So there still has to be some line there of communication where you respect the man, he respects you because you are the kid's father. But at the end of the day, he stepped up and filled your shoe when you couldn't. So that conversation y'all could have one-on-one and discuss, hey, thank you, I appreciate it, and we hash it out and keep on moving, fine. But we're not going to do this in front of the kids and have this back and forth idiotic conversations, because then the kids can be like, oh, well, you're not my... No, it's not going to happen, not in my household. And I dropped the mic
What
there.
say you?
So first of all, let's go back and blame Beyonce.
I like that. I mean,
With-
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Nah, real talk. Like,
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Go back to Destiny
Yeah.
Child,
Yeah.
and Beyonce gave women their independence.
Yep.
With the Destiny Child joint, all women
I remember.
independent, right? I didn't have a problem with that, because we have to establish, like, this not the 60s, 70s,
course.
and 80s where the woman stays at home
Yeah, no
and goddamn take
education,
care of
no
the
nothing.
family, and when I come home, there's a meal on the table. Like, we're not there anymore. So now when we talk about bringing two people together, like, I'm not bringing you into my. We're not coming together just so you can be my servant because of how it used to be back in the day. Your
Right.
responsibility is not to cook and clean and take care of the children. Blah blah blah. Let's think about it. Let's be real. Marriage was about money and power.
The
Back
concept,
in the day.
yeah.
Money and power. We brought families
Getting two
together.
families together, yep.
Not just the man and the woman.
For
We
wealth.
brought families together for wealth.
For wealth.
In America, it changed to a spiritual thing where we say, oh, now we're getting married in front of God, blah, 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 blah. And you think about it. You get married in the church, divorced in the court. Why? Because it's a business. So if you didn't
like that.
evolve from your parents' upbringing, say, you know, it's gonna be my wife. When I come home, I want food on the table. I want to be cooking and cleaning, bruh. If you were stuck in that 70s mentality and you're still doing that, it's not gonna work these days.
Yeah.
You cannot look at another person for that, and it's vice versa.
Most definitely.
My
So
wife and I
true.
have been married for 27 years this year. You know what? During this 30-year run since we've been together, she's been up, I've been down. Guess what? We rolled that shit out. I've been up,
I
she's
like the
been
fact that you
down.
said that. Yep.
She rolled that shit out. Like, this is a goddamn partnership. We run a business. We run a goddamn business. Our son is 25 years old now, right? To me, the business, like, with my son being 25, I feel like, you know what? The business plan, we worked that shit. The business plan is done. It's worked. He gets it. He's on a trajectory where he's good. He's about to I can't say that right now, but
Yeah, it's
he's
all
making moves in his life
Yes.
where he's about to take it to another level,
Gotcha.
and we
Awesome.
set him up to be there. So now my wife and I, like, you get to this part right now, like we were joking earlier. Like, I'm at a point now in my life, like, my wife and I, we got an apartment, 2-bedroom. We chilling. We can move wherever we want to
I know
go.
that's
We can
right.
travel wherever
Yeah,
we
you don't
want to
have those
go.
responsibilities
We got
no more.
a cat. We have a cat, goddammit.
I got
And
you.
guess what? Zoe can stay home for 5 days by herself, or I can board her if we need to
Right.
and travel. We ain't got to worry about him. But we're at a business point now to where we can say, okay, let's sell the business and do what we need to do with this.
Yep.
That's how we are with life. Like if you're still living that old ass mentality, like she gonna cook, she gonna clean, she gonna give me some, I got in-house coochie, blah, blah, blah. Dude, that's not it. Because guess what? If bills ain't paid, motherfucker, you ain't working, you ain't pulling your weight.
Yep.
How you gonna want somebody else? How you gonna want her to be
make that demand.
submissive?
Yeah, you can't make that
There
demand.
you
You wonder
Yeah.
why her coochie dry.
Yeah, you can't make that demand. Yeah, big facts.
You wonder why her coochie dry. Nigga,
Big facts.
what you doing?
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Michael. I like what you said,
Love that.
but I think there's another side to that, right?
Preach.
So when we're talking about, and
My wife stay moist.
I like the fact. You know what I like about what Michael said, and a lot of the young generation. I wish they would take a grip of that. He said, "When I was down, she ain't leave me."
Exactly.
But no, now listen to what I'm saying carefully. When the man was down, she didn't leave.
Correct.
That's not always the reality with the new mindset that I'm referring to, right? So what I'm referring to, you see what he said? Listen, man, if you want her, to do X, Y, and Z, well, tradition. You want to be a traditional man? Be a traditional man,
But
right?
that's why he
Provide.
started
But hold
the
on.
conversation with grown folks.
I agree, but we're talking to the young folks.
But I think the young folks probably understand that though. That's my thing. That's why you see just
I
because
had conversations with a lot of young folks that's on
I
the
think
same
some of them
level.
do.
just because they don't get married, they don't. It's not that they don't understand that. Think about it. LeBron James and Savannah have been together forever.
Yeah, since they were kids.
They I'm not gonna say just. They've probably been married just for like 10 years now. I don't know the number. But the only reason that whole time LeBron was being LeBron James, he never had to marry Savannah, right? Why? Because he loved her. And Savannah knew, I'm not going nowhere. Like, we're going to raise a family together. We ain't got to be married to do this.
Yep.
To me, personally, I think the only reason that LeBron got married was because of the NBA image.
Yeah, the stigma that was going on top of him.
They're
The
not
pressure.
gonna to take it to a next level from marketing and all that kind of stuff. You and Savannah can't be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yep, I agree
Y'all
with
got to
that.
be married. So once again, it goes back to what? A business. Marry Savannah. I know y'all gonna be together forever. Just because I married Savannah does not mean I'm gonna love her more. I'm still gonna love her the same goddamn way. However, from a business perspective, guess what? This is gonna take your shit to another level.
Right.
See, Michael,
And that's what it's about.
I agree with your perspective. See, I love Michael's perspective because I always say this: if I get married right now, and a lot of women will be like, "Oh, I can't believe he said that," but I'm gonna say it. I want my wife to come with a house already.
That's fine.
Because at the age that I'm at,
That's fine. No, you
you
can
understand
do
what
that.
I'm saying.
You can do that because you're at
Yes,
that age. That's
exactly.
okay.
But you know what? You guys would sit here and be like, "That's fine." Majority of the women that would try to talk to me be like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
No, that's fair because you're at an age.
Thank you.
Dejan, you're at an age right now where you know what you want, and that's
Exactly.
okay.
Right.
So I would
That's
ask.
okay.
I would ask a
That's
woman.
your mindset.
So Michelle, no, let me tell you why. Because I love what he broke down. So if a woman would want to marry me right now, right? I would ask her, okay, that's cool. I love it, right? You're almost my age too, right? Because we're gonna be around the same age, right? So I want to know what you've done with your life up to this particular stage,
That's
right?
fine.
Right? Because because we're going because
That's your table.
my kids are out the door.
You can set it however you
your
want
kids are
to.
gonna be out the door, so we're almost there, right? So I'm saying, okay, well, if you come with a house, I come with a house. We get another house together. Those other two houses pay for this house. We're already in a business and a financial position 10 times better. And guess what? If I go down, we're still going to be comfortable. If you go down, we're still going to be comfortable because the biggest burden that's put on today's society is the financial burden.
But look at this too, Dejan.
Right?
Yeah, look at this too, though. The thing is, when you get into a relationship early, you know if it's going to work or not because y'all work through that whole thing.
Oh yeah, big facts.
That's the key to relationships and the tenure of the relationships. To me personally, like as you get older, and exactly what you just said right now, as you get older and you try to get into relationships, you require more from that other person.
Yep.
When you're 23 and 24 and you
Yep.
working in a collections department or you're a
I remember them
goddamn
days. Don't be talking about me like
Right.
that.
and you're a goddamn dental
don't care.
assistant. Like
I did that.
Yeah, you're a
Carefree
dental
world.
assistant. Like you're a dental assistant, or you trying to figure life out, and you connect with somebody. The key is that connection. Are you going to grow with that connection, or are you going to drop that connection off as you continue to grow? That was one of the pleasures that I had, and I was able to share with my son to say like, yo, when you make that commitment, y'all gonna have to figure it out. But the great thing about how Tasha and I raised our son is that he at 25, right? He's at a point now where he already knows. He selected a woman, and believe it or not, Dejan, people always say like, what was it about Tasha that, y'all together for 30 plus years, married for 27.
hey, congratulations,
what is it
my dude.
about?
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. What is it about her? Real talk, nigga. She reminded me of my mom.
I respect that.
She reminded me of my
I respect
mom.
that.
And that's why we're still together. And the other part about that is now that I know my son's girlfriend, nigga, she act
Like
just
Just
like
like-
his mama.
Just like his mama. So he picked his mama.
She act
Yep.
just like that. So the thing is like, are you ready to go? Can you afford to go through those tough times? And like your conversation, you earned your stripes.
Yeah.
I don't have to go through that shit. So now when I'm trying to connect with someone, yo, I can have a checklist. I ain't got time to go through all that stuff. Where you at mentally, physically, financially, you can ask those questions.
See, but I find it hard as a man, Michelle and Michael, for a man in today's society to have requirements.
why?
I don't know why. You guys already married, so y'all not going
It just
through these
depends
checklists.
on the requirements though. Like
No, it's basic requirements. Just like the one I just presented to you,
Okay.
right?
she
I
gotta
expect-
have a house.
I expect you to come with, your
hold on.
basic financial needs. Okay,
Dejan,
that has to be great.
let's break it down. Let's unpeel
Let's break
the
it down. Let's
layers.
unravel it.
It's not necessarily you got to have a house, but financially you got to be okay.
Yeah, you're comfortable.
You got to be okay. It's not necessarily you got to have a house.
It'll be a plus.
Okay,
It would be a plus.
to be a house. Okay,
It'd be a
I just
plus,
want to
right?
establish that part
because a lot of times, like with me, they'll look, oh, that's Dejan talks. They already created an image in their head, right? And then the image is, well, I want him. I literally had a woman call me one day and tell me, "You're Dejan talks," and I said, "What does that mean to you?" And she said to me, out of her own mouth, "You don't have no worries. You don't have no problems. When I look at you," this was a woman that was trying to talk to me. She had 4 kids, right? And she told me,
that's a no for me.
4 kids, 4 different dads, right?
That's a
That's
no
a
for me.
definite no.
goddamn.
It's a no for me. She had 4 kids, 4 different dads, right?
Definite no.
But listen to
It's
this,
a no
Michelle.
for me.
4 kids, 4 different dads. It was a no for me because of the 4 different dads, right?
That thing ran through.
And then you know what she said to me? When I look at you, I see my freedom.
Stupid.
That's what she said to me. She said,
Yeah.
when I look
That's-
at you,
that's a no.
I see my freedom. So
She
literally
checked
what she's
off.
saying is, if I can get you, I'm good.
That's checked
See,
off.
that's-
Like, I'm
That's
Gucci.
checked off.
Okay, so
Like, I'm-
wait a minute.
Check
Wait a
it
You're
minute.
out.
gonna take care of all my
No,
4
no,
kids.
not- no,
You're
not.
gonna make sure I'm
Push
good.
pause.
You're gonna make sure everything's
Pause.
great.
Pause. Pause.
no, I'm not.
So
I'm a smash and go.
I know I'm not.
First
I'm
of
a
all,
dump and go,
first of all,
goddamn.
I'm sorry
And hope you
if
don't
you're
get 5.
watching. I don't mean to offend
But I'm not-
you.
but we're being
Wait a
honest.
minute,
We're
wait a
being
minute.
honest.
But I'm just gonna keep it real from a woman's perspective, sister. You special because, honey, there's no way if you were on your A game, you wouldn't have gotten there talking about, oh, you're
4
my
kid fathers.
ticket. What? Your
I'm your ticket.
Your
Yeah,
ticket.
she already cut off Dejan.
What?
I'm your ticket.
That's
First of all,
I'm
that's
not your
the-
ticket.
sweetie.
That's that
call me, let me
percentage.
teach you
Yeah,
how to
that's
get
what I'm talking about.
That's that percentage
That's
of motherfuckers
crazy.
talking about. I
That's
spent
a-
my
I spent your money from
to
Beyonce
Beyonce
concert.
ticket. Nobody
Yeah.
do
There you
that
go.
bullshit.
See, that's that mindset. See, she's
That's
not
what you
ready.
attracting.
That's
Damn.
I'm attracted.
Exactly,
That
what
was
do you-
my younger years.
See,
I
but-
ain't
Oh, that was your
attracted-
younger
Oh,
years.
okay.
I ain't
Okay.
attracting
Oh,
that.
I thought you said
rebuke
that happened
that.
But
last
then
week.
I
there's
attract
something
professional
going
women.
on
I
there.
rebuke that.
I thought
There's
you said
something
that
going
happened
on
last
there,
week.
though.
No, not recently.
There's something going on there. So she has something that she needs to work out.
But that was young. He was
But I
younger
was-
though. That's not
Okay.
now.
Yeah, this
So-
was like about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was younger.
But,
Okay,
but just
fine.
think about that. It just doesn't make sense to
But
me.
Dejan, that was 10 years ago though.
We were
Think
30.
about 10 years ago, we was on the iPhone 4.
He's like,
10
what
years
are we on,
ago,
15 now?
we're on 17. We're on OS 17
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So,
The software.
so once again, like, you got to think about it, and I talked about this recently.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about how time has elapsed, not even time, technology has elapsed for us over the years. From 1980 to 1990, how technology advanced in those 10 years versus how fucking quickly time has advanced from 2020
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
to 2023.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's totally
Oh, yeah.
different now. And not only
Oh, yeah.
does technology change, our mindsets change because we're programmed to get whatever it is right now.
Correct.
And those are the things, once again, going back to say, like, clicks,
Yeah, those
clickbait,
clickbait.
all
Clickbait.
that kind of stuff. We try to do things and put stuff out in the media
clickbaits.
that's gonna make you click and watch and
Get
view.
me now.
Everybody
Get that
doing
bag.
relationships
Everybody
and all
wants
this
to
kind
get
of
a
stuff.
bag.
So that's why everything's so tinted.
Exactly.
Everything's so
Right.
tinted. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Everybody
like,
wants a bag.
like we have to take that. We got to
So Michelle, before we get
consideration.
ready to cap out the show, I want to ask
You
you
said
a
cap
question.
out the show. That's your young
Yeah.
self coming in.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Cap it out.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead,
What
shoot.
about these women? And obviously, we're talking about a small segment.
Oh, look,
small
here you go
segment.
again with
Bro,
the
you gonna get canceled.
That's
man.
fine. That's fine. What about these small segments of women, right? That they want a traditional man, but they're far from a traditional woman. Meaning they're not gonna do anything, but they want a man that's 100%
But there's
traditional
nothing
like
wrong
your
with
dad.
that.
Time out.
So I just want, there's nothing wrong with that.
Dejan,
No, I want to understand.
No, the show's gonna keep going.
She said
Time
there's
out.
nothing wrong with that, and I want you to explain.
Time out.
Time out.
Uh-huh.
You have to break it down.
I'm gonna break it down, but she said
Time
no.
out. No. Traditional man. What does that mean?
I'm glad you
Break
asked.
it down.
My man. So a traditional man based on the definition of how women are defining the traditional man. I'm gonna give it what they're saying because I'm applying it
But
to
how
them.
you gonna?
No, no.
I'm
I gotta
sorry.
make
I'm
it
jumping
fair.
in. I'm
Did
jumping
you-
in.
okay,
I'm
thank
making it
you.
fair.
You see why I said what I
Dejan,
said.
I'm on the show today.
Thank
No,
you.
no, I got
You
you.
see what I
Against
said? What I
Dejan.
said,
No,
right?
listen.
That's why I
Dejan.
cut it there.
No, let me tell you why I'm saying this way. No, let me finish.
No, time out. 14-year radio host.
No, I got you.
No,
Wait.
when you say, but how can you break something down by what you feel other women or other people think? I would love to know that.
No.
They can't
It's
see
not
me,
about.
so.
Thank you.
You said it, though, but you
answer
said it, though.
The reason why I'm addressing my response in this fashion because I have to make it fair
In
to the
this
same
fashion.
person that's saying that's their request. So that's their mindset.
Is it-
So listen to what I'm saying carefully. I understand your question. It's a valid question. It's a phenomenal question. I know what a traditional man is, right?
Okay, so to you, what is a
Okay,
traditional
so
man?
I'll give you my response, and then I'll
Yeah.
give you
Thank
what
you.
they said to
Okay,
this man,
so
right?
then you gotta lead
but
with
it
with
wouldn't
somebody
be
else
fair
saying-
to them and their response.
No,
that's
because
why
you
What's
made
a
it
traditional
seem-
man to you?
You made it seem like traditional man. That was your quote. Like
Right.
you got to break that shit down,
But this is why I'm
Dejan.
breaking it down so you guys can get
Yeah.
clarification. Because I want you to have clarification so you can give me a legitimate answer, right?
Okay,
So
fine.
for me,
I thought you were talking about
what I
yourself.
deem as a traditional man, because my fundamentals is God. So that's for me. That's me
Correct.
personally.
Correct.
My fundamental
Yeah,
is God.
that's cool.
So that means I'm the spiritual leader and head of the household. That means I'm responsible for everything that takes place in this.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we fail or we succeed, that falls on my head, right? The financial responsibility of the house falls on me. The school of my children falls on me, not the mother. The schooling, the discipline of my children falls on me. The success of my wife and her happiness falls on me. The provision of my wife falls on me.
What's provision?
Provision could be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially.
No, those are all the top 4 things you said, though. Provision. You don't have to provision there because those are all the
Okay, I
top
got you.
4.
already
So what's the
provided.
other
Provision as far
one?
as like financially making sure that the house is
Yeah,
have
but
what
you
it
listed
needs.
it already.
Clean.
Yeah,
clean.
the house has what it needs.
Dishes, wash.
Right.
Food
No,
cook.
provision. No, not in that regard. Now, do I assist my wife in those things? Most definitely. If I'm home, she's
So
not
that-
home.
okay.
If I'm home,
Thank you,
no.
Michael.
No, listen what I'm saying. If I am
He's
home,
gonna never have me on the show
know.
again.
if,
I know,
I am.
I know, please.
If I am home,
This is what I
cook.
do with.
I don't mind cooking. If I am home, I don't mind because I'm home. I'm not doing anything.
Okay, so
But a traditional man is always at work.
Is he?
But we're talking about my definition of how I see it, right?
Oh, your definition.
You
Okay,
asked me
you're
for
right,
my
you're right,
definition.
You're right.
So
you're
I'm
right, my
always
bad.
at work. I'm always at
Okay.
work. My wife is always at home.
Oh.
Why you yelling though?
But you asking me for my definition.
But why
so my
you
wife
yelling
is.
though?
I told you somebody put
So
a
Michelle,
target on
oh
him
nah,
today.
hell no, nah, that ain't gonna. So think about it. So for me, I would,
Hey.
I would make sure I put myself. Well, my wife can be at home. She can raise the kids. She can do these things. So she is at home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I said when he said, "Oh, the dishes," I'm
All
like,
right.
but I'm at work.
Mr. Traditional.
But if it's like a
Don't-
weekend and we're cooking in the kitchen together, that's different.
Don't be mad because that lady with them 4 kids with 4 baby
Exactly.
daddies got your ass.
Thank you. You know
You
why?
took her to
Because you said it
Applebee's.
out
I ain't
there.
taking it nowhere.
You took it to Applebee's and got
I
all them kids
rebuke.
to go shit.
Nah, that would never happen. So that's my definition, right? Because my wife would have the opportunity to be at home and raise the kids, and then you know what I'm saying, and be a housewife.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She would have the opportunity to be a housewife.
Okay.
She doesn't have to be, but she has the opportunity.
Okay,
to be.
so can I? Okay, so was it wrong then for that woman 10 years ago to come to you the way she did?
What do you mean?
Because you're saying exactly what she said.
Mm-hmm.
You're the provider, so she saw you as the ticket because all she wants to do is have her traditional man, which she told you your Dejan talk. So she saw you as her.
She saw me as a financial
Kinda-
ticket.
But
As a financial
You put that
ticket.
energy
because
out there.
that's
Yeah, so she just
but
saw me as a
that's what
financial
you just
ticket.
You put it out
explained.
there.
I understand what you're saying, but she only saw me as a financial ticket
Okay, so-
to
Because
her
you-
kids and her 4 kids.
so-
daddies
so can-
that's supposed to be taking care of her kids.
So
Now you're talking to a
Wait a
man
minute,
that refused.
wait a minute.
Michelle, do
That's
not
that-
hold
that,
back.
That wants to get married. Now I don't want her
hold
to hold
on,
back.
pause.
Michelle, do
I'm
not hold back.
So you, as my co-host,
Let's
my
bring it.
friend, my brother. Here's where I see you stumble, right?
I'm all ears.
And because you get on me, so I'm gonna get on you. So
Oh,
here's
duh.
where you stumble
All right.
because number one, you're selling yourself short, and this
Okay.
is from a female perspective.
All right, I'm all ears.
Why? Because we're not in the dinosaur ages anymore. Yes, everything that you just said is great and kudos, and I love that. And any woman would love everything that you said and more. However, like you said, times have changed.
Yeah, but
So
remember-
wait a minute.
but
wait
you
a
guys
minute.
just asked me for a definition.
I know. Just listen to what I'm saying.
That doesn't mean that's my lifestyle. That's a definition, right? Okay, go ahead. See, that's what I'm trying to make sure you correct, Michelle.
was your
Because you
interpretation.
know I have no problem dating a
But
person that's a businesswoman out here.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure you
Okay.
understand that too.
But I'm telling you.
I got you.
Where I feel that you
I got you.
are hindering yourself because I get that you're saying that you would take a business
First of all, he's not hindering himself.
Oh, I was gonna
This is
say.
what he want. This is
True,
his. So
true,
don't you can't
true,
say that.
True, I
That's
take that back.
unfair.
You're right.
He's
You're
not
right.
hindering
You're
himself.
right.
He
It's
want
not
what
a
he
hindrance.
want.
That
He
that
want what
you're
he
right.
want.
You're right. So true. You're right. That you're right. Say less. I
Right.
have nothing else to say.
No, you can say it,
But you didn't
but
say
you
it.
use
No,
the
you're
word.
right.
But
Yeah,
you use
you're
the word
right.
hindering.
No,
like
it's true. It's,
how you
it's
gonna
not
tell
a
him?
hindrance.
Yeah,
it's not a hindrance.
yeah.
You're right. That's rephrase that for better words.
Your
we go.
your pool is shrinking,
Right.
Based off of
Yeah.
Based off
based
that
off-
definition.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got you.
talk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep talking.
But you asked me to define what modern was. Remember, that was the question.
Right. That's why.
But I was just answering the question of what is modern. Now, you didn't say, Dejan, what kind of women you right now would date? That was not the question.
No.
Remember, that was not the question. Because remember, y'all never let me get to the point of what I was trying to get to.
No, we
Which
did.
was the
You
woman.
said
No.
a modern woman. We asked what was
Yeah.
the
No,
difference
y'all did not
between-
let me get to the point.
Did we-
'Cause remember, I
so-
tried to define it for that woman, but y'all said, no, give me your
But you
definition.
can't
remember?
define a modern woman for somebody else, and the other
No,
part
I was
is
not defining a modern woman.
It was from your perspective.
No, that's what I was. See, y'all didn't let me clarify. What I was saying to
you
you,
said?
no,
Okay.
Michelle, you're not listening.
All right.
Then how you gonna tell her she's not listening? She didn't listen to the
Because-
whole
because-
goddamn
because
show.
based
That's
on
why
her
you getting in
response-
trouble, Dejan.
No, because based on her response, I know she didn't get the full clarity.
That's why
which
I
I
be
tried to
shutting
clarify,
up.
right?
That's why
I
I've
tried
been
to-
married. That's why
And
I've
you
been
know I'm
married
good at
for
clarifying,
fucking
right?
27 years.
So what I was
Because he's
saying
a good
is,
listener.
no. Well, I tried to be. So
I'm talking about
based
Michael.
on the women that I've
Very
talked
good
to, right,
listener.
and then what their expectations are, right. That's what I was trying to get to the point of. The women that I've talked to, let's say I've spoken to 10 women, and what their expectations are, right? So let's say we did a survey. They would say 9 out of 10 of them, I want what the definition that I just gave you of what's a traditional man. That was the definition that they would say they want from a man.
Okay.
However, they don't want to be nothing that resembles. That's what their answer is to what's a traditional woman.
So
That's what I would say. That's what my original question was. Should that woman still want a traditional man? That was my question.
So a modern woman,
a modern woman, a modern woman, correct?
Modern woman.
You get my question
is
now?
anyone who is living in the now, who questions, asks, challenges, and who stands up for her rights and for others.
That's the Google answer, right? Okay.
No, that's just
general
that's
response.
Now.
Okay.
That's a definition now of a modern woman.
Gotcha.
If you think about it, going back to what we were talking about earlier, a woman in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, because think about it, we're in 2023 now.
Yep.
The 2000s was 23 years ago. There are more women now who are modern, who are going to ask questions.
Very true.
Who are going to ask, they're going to challenge you, and they're going to stand up for their rights today than back in the past. So if we as men, if we are that goddamn so old school where we don't allow women to be who they are, then guess what? You're not going to be with them. You're not going to be with them. And if they get you, they're going to be the ones that say, yo, I got 4 kids, 4 different baby daddies, and I know you're going to take care of me for the rest of your life. If you don't step your game up to say, you know what, shout it, I ain't with that, I'm good.
But
we can smash, but I'm out.
There's nothing you're saying what I'm disagreeing with, but let's just stick to the exact sentence that I stated. I agree with everything you're saying.
No, I'm not talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about. I'm not going against what you said.
No, I agree with your definition of what you're saying. What I'm saying is, let's just say there's 10 women. This is the scenario, right? 10 women say that definition that I give you of a modern man. They say they want that, right? That's what they say.
They want the modern man.
Yeah, no, not them. I'm sorry. The traditional man. I'm sorry. So that definition that I give you, traditional man. Let's just say 10 women say that's what I want in a man. I want that definition from a man.
So let's look up traditional man today. Go ahead, say your thing. I
got you. So you see that broke down I give you? Let's say the women say, I want that.
Okay.
And in return, that woman is also going to tell you, I would not be whatever the 60s, the 70s, and whatever. You see what Michael just explained? I would not be that woman, though. In return to you. That's the question that I'm trying to ask. Are you getting it now? I want my dad, but I won't be my mom.
I get.
You get what I'm saying?
Where
I
your
want my
train
dad,
of
but I
thought
won't be
is
my
going.
mom. Does it
I
make
get
sense
where
now?
your train of thought is going. However,
that's what I've been trying to ask.
Again, like Michael clearly expressed so eloquently.
I don't want you to use Michael's answers. Use your own answers.
No. I said like he clearly explained so eloquently that times have changed. So
Agreed.
even the traditional man, that doesn't even look like what it looked.
I agree
like
with that.
Years ago.
I agree with that.
So, what is their definition of a traditional man?
But I give this to you.
That person's perspective or yours?
See, that's why I want y'all to listen a little bit. I'm giving you their definition of what they say a traditional man is. That's their definition. That's what I tried to give you in the beginning. And then, so now when you look at what they said they want to, a traditional man to them is their dad, however their dad was, right?
Okay.
That breakdown from the 60s and 70s, right? Okay. However, they want their dad, but they would not be their mom. Let's remove the word tradition and modern for the sake of good conversation.
Let me say,
they want their dad, but they don't want to be their mom.
So can I say this? So
you get what I'm trying to say?
I fell in love with my wife because she reminded me of my mom.
I like that.
However, I didn't want. My wife was the type of woman that's not going to work. I'm going to work because I'm going to earn because we got some shit to build.
Got you.
When I come home, bruh, whoever home first, y'all, you cook.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to iron clothes for the baby tomorrow. We can iron the clothes together. Yeah. Whatever needs to be done, we made it a fact that we don't have responsibilities for each other. We share the responsibilities. If the trash needs to be taken out, guess what? Then that person takes it out. We don't let that shit pile up for 5 days until I take it out. No, we do that. So you have to get into the mentality of we got to stop thinking about what the traditional thing is, and you gotta say, okay, what am I cool with? If I'm up, if almost cuss.
No, you
if,
good.
if a person makes, if a person is on Diddy level, P Diddy level, and he got a great album, by the way. That Love album is jamming. I love it. If a person is on Diddy level and you date Diddy, but Diddy messes with other women,
I like where you're
you
going.
gotta be okay
I like
with
where
that,
you're going.
because you already know, and I'm sure Diddy establishes the fact that yo,
You're not the
I'm
only
with
one.
you. I'm with you.
You can't be the only one.
And you're not the only one. And guess what?
Michelle, fix your face.
And look,
You can't
and
be the
guess
only
what?
one.
If you're saying, you know what, I'm not cool with that. Guess what? Diddy is cool with saying, you know what? You're not
to
for
go.
me.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the same thing in regular relationships.
I love
If you
it.
think as a woman that, if you think that when I come home, you're going to have goddamn food on the table and your bath water going to be running and I ain't going to be working and all this, the house going to be clean. Nigga, it don't work like that. I work too. Nigga, share these responsibilities. That's
I
what we
agree
have to
with
do
that.
as a society, to say, I'm not Miss Independent. I don't need you. Yes, I need you to build.
Yep.
Correct.
I
The
agree.
same thing that we
Yep.
said from day one.
Yep.
Marriage was brought to bring finances
Business
together.
together.
Financial business. Yep.
Not just the goddamn everyday petty resources like cooking, cleaning, blah,
Nope.
blah, blah. That's not what it's about. It's about bringing the goddamn resources
Resources
together.
together.
Shared
Correct.
responsibilities to make life easier.
Yep.
And building a plan to move forward and make sure that the people that we bring into this world, right?
Yep.
Don't
I'm
have to
all
do the
with
thing.
you.
Don't have to do the things that we
We
had to
already
suffer
went through.
from.
Yep. I'm
right?
100% with you.
That's what it's about.
And I
so when
think-
we hear, I'm sorry, when
No,
we
you're
hear,
good.
when we see these relationship podcasts or everybody talking about how to
you went where
run
I'm
your
going.
life,
Yep.
like
You went where I was going.
That's your life. Even what me and Tasha was doing 20 years and counting, what we said was, this worked for us.
You went
They
where I
work
was
for
going.
us. This shit might not work for y'all. We never separated bank accounts. All of our money went into one fucking pot.
Mm-hmm.
If I made $50,000 a year and Tasha made $100,000 a year,
We made
We made
$150,000.
150.
I
There
love
you
what
go.
you just said.
We made
Amen.
goddamn 150.
There
See,
you go.
That's exactly what I was going with
Beautiful.
that.
And I love that. Wrapped up nicely. Seriously,
what she
it's
said.
it's about the mindset. Seriously, it's all about the mindset, and it has to change. Like, what
Love it.
are we building together? It's no longer about, oh, well, this works for me, or
Yep.
this is how I was raised,
Yep.
and so forth.
Yep.
And I'm guilty as charged. I've been there, done that, where I've
We
said,
all have.
you know,
In our immature days,
this
we
is
all
where
have.
this is
Yeah.
how I was raised. Like, that's what I'm accustomed to. But we're not in those days anymore. And this is a whole different person. This is your family. You have to build your family how you want your family to be.
I love it.
And you have to set boundaries. You have to, create a legacy. You have to make sure everything is together. Like Mike said,
I love it.
Young
So
ones have to
I know
suffer.
y'all think I was going hard, but there was a reason why I chose to pick those questions and went hard on them. But the final say that I really wanted to get, and I think Michelle and Michael did a phenomenal job of bringing it together, is listen. Stop listening to these fake gurus out here. Stop letting social media fool you. All right. Stop letting your algorithm fool you. Whoever you with, whatever works best for you two. It may be a single wife sitting at home and he goes to work. It may be both of you guys are going to work. It may be both of you guys in the kitchen. It may be both of you guys. It is what it is. It may be both of you guys doing the laundry. It may be one person babysitting, another person going. Listen, I don't care
Amen.
what. Don't let society tell you this is how it's supposed to be and you're supposed to be this. Hey, what works best for your house? What gets the bills paid? What builds that legacy? And I love what Michael said. Remember the original purpose of marriage, besides the union and building of a family, the original purpose was what? Two families coming together to create wealth. And who does that wealth benefit? Financial legacy for your children. Hey, listen, I enjoyed this segment of Iconic Convo with
Diamond and
Dijon Talks. We'll catch you every first and third Monday, only on the hottest station around, only at
Power 108.9.
We Out! What are you talking about? We are the guests. You see what he do? You see what he